Let's go back to the NBA for this overreaction discussion. The Boston Celtics riding a 4-game winning streak as they travel to Toronto to square off with the Raptors on Tuesday. The Celtics currently sit only 1 game back of the Raptors in the East standings. Is it an overreaction to say that the Celtics will finish as the number 2 seed in the East?
In my opinion, it is. Obviously, they're playing really good basketball right now. It's not like Toronto is, light years ahead of them. If you watch the NBA, you realize everyone behind Cleveland is pretty bunched up. When you look at those playoff positions, 2 really through 9. You're splitting hairs a little bit. There's better teams and there's more talent on certain teams. But in my mind, I like Toronto. I like the fact that they've been there before. I know that Horford now looking healthy and the fact that they've got their full slate of players in Boston, that's what's fueled their great play as of late. But I still trust DeRozan and Lowry, Valanciunas, and the rest of those guys on Toronto who've kind of been there and gone a little bit deeper into these playoffs before. And I think they've learned something from their defeats to Cleveland. I realize they are not on the same level as the Cleveland Cavaliers. There is no way, if everyone's healthy on both sides, that I can envision a scenario where Toronto beats Cleveland. I don't care. You could play all 7 games in Toronto. Cleveland's going to beat them.
They can have home court advantage for the whole series.
I'm serious. If we created a scenario and said, all right, fast forward Eastern Conference Finals, all 7 games in Toronto. Who do you like, Cleveland or Toronto? Cavs. Not even close. Give me LeBron.
Period.
Give me Kyrie.
Period.
They're just better. They're better. But as far as the rest, I tend to think there is a gap of Cleveland, and then the rest of the East starts here. But I think the rest of the East starts here with Toronto, and then Boston, and then the rest. But there's a little bit of a gap between Toronto and Boston as far as I'm concerned, and especially when they're playing at home and shots are falling. I do think I prefer the Raptors. So, I think this is an overreaction.
The experience factor, to your point, would allow me or push me towards the Raptors. And the fact that they have a couple of guys that you could depend on.
If Lowry's not feeling it,
then
DeRozan's always feeling it. If for some weird reason DeRozan's not feeling it, who you can pretty much book for 24 or more, then Kyle Lowry's enough of a playmaker. And don't sleep on Valanciunas. He's a pretty good player in the post and fuels things with the way he's able to contest shots and work the glass.